Al-Ghazali taught that when your left ear rings, someone is talking about you. Not in a paranoid way, but in an energetic way. Your name is being spoken. Your energy is being discussed. Your presence is being remembered or mentioned. And your left ear picks up that vibration, that attention, that focus on you, and it rings. As a signal, as a confirmation, as a way of letting you know you're being thought about right now, in this moment. And depending on the intensity, depending on the feeling that accompanies the ringing, you can tell whether it's positive or negative, whether you're being blessed or cursed, remembered fondly or spoken of poorly. This is not superstition. This is energy. And Al-Ghazali understood that everything in existence is connected through invisible threads, through vibrations, through frequencies. When someone speaks your name, when they think about you intensely, when they focus their attention on you, they're sending energy, whether they know it or not, whether they intend to or not. And that energy travels across distance, across time, and it reaches you. And your body, specifically your left ear, picks it up, because your left side is your receptive side, your intuitive side, the side that's connected to the unseen realm. And when energy is directed at you, your left ear rings, as an alert, as a notification, as a way of saying, someone is focusing on you right now. Now most people experience this and dismiss it. They think it's just random. It's just my ear. It's tinnitus. It's nothing. But Al-Ghazali said, it's not nothing. It's information. And if you pay attention, if you learn to read the signals, you can know not just that someone is talking about you, but who and with what intention. Because the ringing carries information, not in words, not in sounds you can consciously decode, but in feeling, in sensation, in the quality of the energy that accompanies it. So let's start with the basics. When your left ear rings suddenly, out of nowhere, that's the signal. And the first thing to notice is, how does it feel? Does it feel light, warm, comfortable? Or does it feel heavy, cold, uncomfortable? Because the feeling tells you the intention behind the words. If the ringing feels light, if it comes with a sense of warmth, or even a subtle smile, that's positive attention. Someone is speaking well of you, remembering you fondly, praising you, blessing you, sending you good energy. And your left ear picks it up and lets you know you're being thought of with love, with appreciation, with positive regard. But if the ringing feels heavy, if it comes with a sense of discomfort or even mild anxiety, that's negative attention. Someone is speaking poorly of you, criticizing you, judging you, sending you negative energy. And your left ear picks it up and lets you know you're being thought of with resentment, with judgment, with negative regard. And this doesn't mean you should be paranoid. This doesn't mean you should worry about who's talking about you. But it does mean you should be aware, because energy sent with negative intention can affect you, not because it has power over you, but because if you're unaware, you might absorb it. You might internalize it. You might feel the weight of someone else's judgment without even knowing where it's coming from. Al-Ghazali also taught the intensity of the ringing tells you the intensity of the attention. A brief, soft ring means casual mention. Someone said your name in passing. Someone thought of you briefly. Nothing significant. But a loud, sustained ring means intense focus. Someone is talking about you at length. Someone is thinking about you deeply. Someone is directing significant energy your way. And in those moments, it's especially important to check in with yourself, to notice how you feel, to become aware of any shifts in your mood or energy. Because if someone is sending intense negative energy, you'll feel it. Not always immediately, But within minutes or hours, you'll feel drained, irritated, off, for no apparent reason. And if you trace it back, if you remember, my ear was ringing, you'll realize that's when the energy hit. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Al-Ghazali taught that you can respond. You can send energy back, not to retaliate, not to curse or harm, but to protect, to neutralize, to deflect. When your left ear rings and it feels negative, the practice is simple. Close your eyes for a moment, take a breath, and internally say, whatever is being sent to me, I return it to its sender. Not with anger, not with malice, but with neutrality, with detachment. You're not accepting the energy. You're not absorbing it. You're simply returning it. And that act, that internal gesture, it breaks the connection. It stops the energy from affecting you, and it sends it back to the source, where it belongs. But when your left ear rings and it feels positive, the practice is different. You receive it. You accept it. You acknowledge it. You can even internally say, thank you. I receive this blessing. I accept this goodwill. Because positive energy, when sent genuinely, can uplift you, can strengthen you, can remind you that you're valued, that you're remembered, that you matter to someone. And receiving that energy consciously amplifies it, makes it more effective, makes it more real. Al-Ghazali also made a distinction between left ear and right ear, because they mean different things. When your left ear rings, someone is talking about you. But when your right ear rings, someone is calling for you. Not necessarily out loud, but energetically. Someone needs you. Someone is thinking, I wish they were here. I need their help. I need their presence. And your right ear picks up that call, that need, that request for your energy or attention. And again, you can feel whether it's genuine or manipulative, whether someone truly needs you or whether someone is trying to pull your energy for selfish reasons. But this video is about the left ear, about being talked about being the subject of conversation, about your name being spoken in your absence. And Al-Ghazali said, this happens more than you think. You're talked about daily, by friends, by family, by colleagues, by acquaintances, by strangers. Some speak well, some speak poorly. Some mention you casually. Some focus on you intensely. And your left ear, when it's sensitive, when it's open, picks up the strongest signals. The moments when the energy directed at you is significant enough to create a physical sensation. And here's something most people don't realize. The ringing doesn't always happen immediately. Sometimes there's a delay. Someone talks about you in the morning, and your ear rings in the afternoon, because the energy takes time to reach you, especially if the person is far away, or if the energy is being sent unconsciously. But it will reach you, and when it does, your left ear will ring. And if you've been paying attention, if you've been tracking the pattern, you'll start to notice certain people, when they talk about you, always create the same sensation. You'll start to recognize the energy signature. You'll start to know that's them, that's their energy, that's their attention. And you'll become more attuned to who in your life is thinking about you, and how Al-Ghazali also warned about chronic ringing. If your left ear rings constantly, if it never stops, that's different. That's not spiritual attention. That's a medical issue. That's tinnitus. That's something to see a doctor about. But the spiritual ringing is distinct. It's sudden. It's brief. It comes out of nowhere. It lasts a few seconds, maybe a minute, and then it stops. That's the signal. That's the alert. That's the notification that someone somewhere is focusing on you. And the more sensitive you become, the more you'll notice it. The more you'll be able to read it. The more you'll understand. the invisible network of attention and energy that connects all humans. Now some people ask, why the left ear? Why not the right? Why not both? And Al-Ghazali explained, because your left side is ruled by different energy than your right. Your right side is your active side, your doing side, your masculine side, regardless of your gender. It's the side that projects, that acts, that sends. But your left side is your receptive side, your being side, your feminine side, regardless of your gender. It's the side that receives, that listens, that absorbs. And when energy is being sent, to you, when you're the subject, not the actor, your left side picks it up. Your left ear rings, because that's the ear designed to receive information from the unseen. And this isn't just spiritual teaching. This is observable. Pay attention the next time your left ear rings. Notice what you are doing. Notice how you feel. Notice if, within the next few hours or days, someone mentions that they were talking about you, or thinking about you, or that your name came up, and you'll start to see the correlation. You'll start to see that the ringing isn't random. It's connected. It's a response to real energetic activity, to real attention being directed at you. Al-Ghazali also taught that you can train your sensitivity, that you can become more attuned to these signals. And the way to do that is through silence, through stillness, through reducing external noise so you can hear the internal signals more clearly. Most people live in such constant noise, such constant distraction, that they miss the subtle signals their body is sending. But if you spend time in silence, if you spend time in stillness, if you spend time paying attention to your internal state, you'll start to notice things. You'll start to feel things. You'll start to pick up on energies and presences and signals that you've been missing your entire life. And the left ear ringing is just one signal. There are others. There are tingles. There are chills. There are sudden shifts in temperature. There are feelings of being watched, or accompanied, or guided. And all of these are ways that the unseen realm communicates with you. Ways that energy, whether from living people or from other sources, makes itself known. And the more you pay attention, the more you'll realize you're not as isolated as you think. You're not as alone as you feel. You're constantly surrounded by energy, by attention, by presence. Some of it human, some of it not. And your body, when it's sensitive, when it's open, picks it up and lets you know dot. So the next time your left ear rings, don't dismiss it. Don't ignore it. Pause. Check in. How does it feel? Light or heavy? Warm or cold? Comfortable or uncomfortable? And based on that feeling, you'll know. Am I being blessed or cursed? Am I being praised or criticized? Am I being remembered fondly or spoken of poorly? And then you can choose. You can receive the positive energy or return the negative. You can acknowledge the connection or break it. You can engage with the signal or let it pass. But at least you'll know. At least you'll be aware. At least you'll understand this ringing is not random. It's information. It's communication. It's the universe or the people in your life letting you know you're being thought about right now, in this moment. And that's not nothing. That's everything.